Welcome to Week Whatever, friends. I spent the whole pre-show talking to Connor about Terra Invicta, so I want to hear what's been up with you over the last 2 to 3 weeks. Connor, what's going on?
Well, I mean, I would probably be remiss in not mentioning that we've launched the game on Kickstarter.
The game? No, you don't mean a game. You mean your comic, The Game.
That's correct. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm Max or whatever his name is.
Yeah, you wanted to be able to do long-range fire support.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember how to press the buttons.
Oh, we haven't seen Celsius before. Love Celsius, so good. Super
16
strong.
hits.
Yeah, I know. We just walked in here and 16 hit it real casually.
Yeah, and those were 3 small enemies.
Yeah, we're out here making money, by the way, just as a reminder to ourselves and the audience. We need money to buy the highest level of equipment that we can afford.
Gotcha.
Warming up probably isn't a bad idea either. We have not played in a while.
Oh yeah, how is it? Is it 2 weeks or is it?
I don't remember whether it's been 2 weeks or 3 weeks, but it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Turning 4.
This bitch just teleported behind me.
Hey, is
Wow,
everyone okay?
I'm using all my AP apparently, just like hitting the B button.
I mean, your attack
O
is,
button.
is super strong.
Right. Okay.
We can fix you up.
Yeah, we can do something. I mean,
We can do a little something.
I probably started out with actually low TP, more than likely. But yeah, that's been going strong. I've been very happy with people seem to be coming back for round 2, and 3 of that comic finally. I'm excited to get back into it.
I just want to know what the fuck the game was, man. Everyone in the first comic kept talking about what the game is without ever actually saying anything. It was annoying. I wanted to know what the game was. Just tell me what the game is, Connor.
Well, I don't want to spoil anything. It is, I will say, you get more information about what the game is very early in issue 2. So, you know, as soon as I finish that, you know, we're gonna probably. I'm pretty sure we're gonna like release that issue ahead of time digitally. So, you know, you're gonna be able to have that resolved quickly.
All right. Now, I know you didn't draw it. It was drawn by a alternative color by a colleague, but I have to say, someone really set up that MILF cover for real, though.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
It was very inspired by ConorHughes in nature, I would say. These motherfuckers teleported behind me again.
You know, we've got a batch of varying covers for those who are interested in those kinds of things. You know, they appeal to various tastes. You know, I'm obviously gonna be partial to my cover, you know, which is the default one. But I also love I love all our varying covers. So. The Iris cover is also very nice.
I don't know about any of these. I don't even know what the regular cover looks like, Connor. All I know is I was shopping on Kickstarter. I was like, I'm you know, back this, and then I saw this Awuga wolf slapping his foot on the ground, tongue lolling out, MILF cover, and I was like, damn, this is some ConorHughes shit right here.
Well, we bring the heat, you know. Milk heat.
Oh wow, I died. Jesus, that was fast.
We might have anticipated.
They're not that strong. It's just that they kept beating me over and over again. All right, here we go. I got him backed into a corner. It's time.
It does indicate a certain level of strength, I would say, when you get beaten down over and over again.
No, we're just talking about MILFs, so I'm like totally distracted.
Yeah, I understand.
When you stop, I'm using you to get Farah up.
Okay, go ahead now.
It's already done.
I could do it.
No, it's already done. As soon as you stop, the AI took over.
Okay.
It just waited for the moment you didn't do a control input, and it tossed.
I'm getting beat up here.
I don't think we're even going to get that much XP from this, is the thing. We're using life bottles like crazy. Not that they're expensive, it's just embarrassing. We're not putting out any damage right now is the other problem. We've managed to miss them.
5-hit combos.
We did actually get almost twice as much XP as normal. So
this guy, when he's surrounded, is you know, at a disadvantage. Certainly, he's not great. He wouldn't survive a Skaven assault, Skaven ambush.
holy shit, their continuous failures are awful. Skaven, huh? I mean, I haven't gone back to Warhammer 3 since I beat. What's the mode for? Oh, Immortal Empires? That's what it's called.
Right. Well, what's great about
it's so broken though. Like it absolutely unashamedly is completely unbalanced.
Right. Well, what's great about that game, a game like that, is that, you know, you can like I've uninstalled it, and I'll just come back to it in like when the next DLC happens, which is like probably in next year sometime or something. And
I mean, they just had a new DLC 2 days ago, but it's Regiments of Renown. It's not a balancing patch. It's get additional stuff, get like additional strong stuff. Look, I'm gonna be flat honest with you. The first patch took them a month to come out with, and was like, hey, we noticed that elves who fly on dragons were functionally invincible. Their armor ratings were 10 times higher than they should have been, and were able to solo they were able to solo 19 lords at the same time. We're real sorry about that. Sorry it took us so long to notice the problem and then do something about it. And I was just like, how do you functionally miss? It feels like, holy fuck, dude. We're
getting wrecked.
I don't know what happened all of a sudden. We're taking huge.
I'm getting wrecked over here.
Oh boy.
We're about to get dropped.
We need to get one of these two kids needs to just run from the battle, I think.
Yeah, you revive yourself, get out. I don't even know where I am right now.
I'm running. I can't run. They got me pinned against the wall.
You got it. You got it. What's that bar? Oh, are you gonna try?
That bar was the runaway bar. No, we're done.
Oh man, wow. Rough stuff. The second wipe in this game. If I recall correctly. So what you're saying is elves are as powerful as they should be. That's what I'm hearing. High elves, you know, that's to say. Apparently they made also Orions like now can just like teleport everywhere, have super cheap armies, like it's great. For an elf guy, you know, having a good time. I haven't actually played a high elf campaign though yet. Like I said, like I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for these patches to roll in, and it's just gonna get better and better. So that's cool. I like that.
When we get, I don't remember what the place is called. The big port that we were at. I'm gonna try to find my way back there. Although I don't know how to check the map.
You're looking at the map. I mean, which port? I mean,
the one where we picked up Max. This might be it over here. I think this is it. Tunisia. Yep. We're gonna first take a little nappy nap at the hotel, which I think is here. Yeah. And then we're gonna do a little shopping with what cash we have. Look at this guy.
We do a little shopping.
Once you stay in a suite, you can't go back to staying in a regular room. Listen, having done that on a cruise ship, Jesus, it's so true. Once you stay in a fucking suite, it's incredible. Where is Belir Castle? Hey. What the heck? What are we doing here? Oh, do I have to use the elevator call button? Alright, that makes sense. I'm here trying to get the elevator to open, but no one called it yet. That's my bad. Where's Max? In chat? It's just me? This is what happens when you lose Kill Zybel. Oh, there's chat. So soft. I don't remember what everyone sounds like. It's been so long. Let's chat for a while before we sleep. Chatting in bed. So childish. Don't turn off the light. So childish.
Look, she just wants to be able to run to the bathroom at night, and in the darkness, that's difficult. Pretty reasonable.
It costs way too much money to do, but here we are.
How much was it?
3,800.
Wow, that is.
Connor's like, it can't be that expensive. It's huge,
yeah, I mean,
massive.
That's more like a realistic hotel price than a video game hotel price.
What hotel are you staying at that costs $3,800?
I mean, it's closer to a real hotel price compared to like video game price, where it's like normally like 100, bits or something.
I mean,
like,
I'll buy that.
You get 2,000 bits from fighting some bees. Like. I'm saying proportionally, it's closer.
It is true that video games rarely accurately price.
Hotel stays, yeah.
Or anything for that regard. The MechWarrior RPG system has some incredible pricing, truly fantastic. Like MechWarriors that are averagely skilled get paid like $12,000 a month. It's not great. They're college educate. Being a mech warrior is like being a knight. You're a college educated master tactician who is also physically skilled and is piloting a unique rare, like, it costs way more to maintain the mech than it does to buy a pilot, is what I'm saying in Mech Warrior. It's crazy the disparity.
Yeah, I mean it's $120,000 a year roughly. I mean, for a highly paid soldier, I don't know. I don't really know it. I guess if you're a contractor.
Our equivalent would be like someone who pilots a like SR-71 Blackbird or like Stealth Bomber or something like that. You pay those people more so that they don't have an incentive to steal the machine and just leave with it.
Yeah.
A guy being paid only $100,000 a year to pilot a multi-billion-dollar F-35 has no incentive not to just fly off into the edge of the solar system with it.
Even if you paid, like, let's say, for the sake of argument, even like $1 million a year to that pilot, this Blackbird is, if you said it's more than $1 billion, there's still that incentive, right?
I mean, arguably. A guy with $1 million doesn't have a lot of problems. I don't think we pay anybody, even generals, $1 million a year. But
yeah, I'm just saying for the sake of argument, even if you paid that much, like, arguably, like, you could still make a lot of money off the airplane.
Well, we also ensure loyalty and things like that. That's why we haven't had pilots defect in a very long time. It happened all the time during the Vietnam era, but that's because we were drafting people and they didn't want to be there. And we hadn't perfected our internal propaganda measures. Alright, I don't like that we're fighting the same enemies here that we were elsewhere. I'm trying to find something unique, something fresh. Let's find like a woods or something. Wow, this looks like a star where the bottom rung got broken off of it.
Yeah, I'll see that.
Alright, here we go. Here's some woods.
Now I kind of want to look up that medieval history YouTube channel. I forget. He's the guy that runs the video game studio. I think he has a video where he sort of talks about how much knights are paid, and I kind of wonder what the real world equivalency would be to modern currency.
I mean, so the thing is, there's a huge disparity in knights, right? Like the traditional knight that we think about, it is a mishmash of different knights. So you got things like Knight Errant, who, oh, these guys are defending. Interesting. Knight Errants, who are just, you know, dudes who have maybe a horse and they go around itinerantly. They have no home. They just solve problems for cash, essentially, and honor. I mean, that equipment costs a lot to maintain, and, you know, keeping chainmail squeaky clean, keeping your sword sharp. Your physical body is a tool, right? Like, you need to be able to eat well enough to keep up your energy to do whatever your nightly duties, probably fighting, are. You have to provide yourself medical services. You know, a cold can kill you in this time period.
Yeah, I refer to the Knight's Tale. You know, Knight's Tale guy. He's got to he's got to maintain his entourage of
so
Firefly and
Alan Tudyk. So that's the thing, is knights get bigger. You know, you have a manor house that will provide money for you, right? You have serfs who are essentially slaves with slightly more rights. They aren't really allowed to leave and go other places. They get paid technically. They have some freedom of choices, but overall, they still belong to you. You have a bigger retinue to maintain, and probably a wife, her family, your family. You have to maintain men-at-arms, which means maintaining all of their equipment, all of their armor and weapons, which we've already said are very expensive. You need to keep a number of people employed just to look good. A typical mannered knight is going to have an entourage of something like 40 people.
Yeah.
When they ride, they need somebody, they need extra horses. They need somebody to look after the extra horses. They need someone to bring a goat along just so they have something to slaughter and kill along the way. They need someone to transport all their food. They need someone to transport all their clothes. They need someone to transport all of their wife's clothes. They need their wife's handmaidens. They need their own squires. Their squires need pages. Like, it is a small village that moves with even the lowest landed knight. The more manors they have, the more people that go with them, the larger it gets. And it, you know, it basically becomes a moving army when you start talking about people who have knights sworn to them. Like, if you're a baron and you have 5 knights that answer to you and they're all also landed knights, where everywhere you go, you're probably going to have 400 or 500 people with you. And only like 6 or 7 of them are going to be able to fight. That's why a lot of medieval conflict and like Roman era stuff leaves out the fact that armies were often 2 armies. There was the army, and then there was the people that move with them that supplied that shit. And this was where Rome excelled. It wasn't just roads, it wasn't just standardization, it wasn't just organization. All those things are very good, yes. But everyone else, to some extent, had some of those things. But man, Rome had some fucking logistics, brother. They had professional whores, they had professional goat handlers, they had professional butchers. The shit was crazy, dude. People lived their whole lives following Roman legions around. That was it. That was all they did. It was the only thing they knew. Scavenging vultures.
What is it? Something like something. There's a quote that's like something like you know, strategy, logistics win wars, basically, something like that.
Yeah, it's a U.S. Army thing now. People meme about it. I mean, I don't want to get into current world stuff, so let me say this. That quote is true as long as you're talking about fighting away from home. And it should be noted, almost every army is going to fight away from home. Unless you are a purely defensive force that is literally fighting out of your military base, projecting force anywhere is difficult. When we were in Afghanistan, if you assumed that the military base is home, just leaving to go outside required a huge series of procedures. It required, local intelligence from people nearby who work for us that we paid. It required scouts to go out ahead of any convoy, and then the convoy itself, and then a trail car and an air force or just any sort of army flight contingent to keep track of everybody. You know what I mean? Like, that's logistics. And that's what wins wars. The US and Rome, and to some extent, China and let's say Japan for World War II, had the very rare ability to have the sort of logistic networks capable of sending an army to fight somewhere else, which is incredibly difficult. The US Navy noticed that sailor morale had plummeted so badly during World War II that they were on the verge of rioting because they didn't have ice cream. They invented a Navy ship. There was only one of them, but it was capable of making something like 10 gallons of ice cream every 17 minutes. And it basically functioned 24/7 for the entire war. It would float around the Pacific, and it would drop off huge buckets of ice cream, pick up supplies from whatever fleet it was at, because it needed, salt, milk, all that crap, and then make its way to the next fleet with a small escort, making ice cream the entire time. The ship was basically just fucking packed to the gills with ice cream, would pull up with a fleet, and would collier the ice cream out. Now, it's very difficult to have that kind of logistics. So let's just be clear here. It's an incredibly complicated topic of what you need in order to project force somewhere else. Think of how hard it is to just take an airplane flight somewhere else. Or drive. Driving across the country is not easy, and we've made it as easy as possible. We have massive, well-maintained highways that are filled with police officers and great signage using paths that were designed by maybe not the greatest minds, but pretty good minds of several different generations for how to cut across essentially mountains. And it still is fucking exhausting to go from one side of the country to the other.
Right. And as an artist, you face, to a small degree, questions of logistics in terms of like transporting. If I want to do a con, transport. I got to, get there. I got to be able to like bring my stuff. And if say I want to do a con across the country, I've got to ship my stuff out there, and then whether or not the con might support that. Sometimes they offer the ability to for you to ship your stuff to the con, and then they handle that stuff for you, or like you gotta drop it off with a friend or something, that kind of thing.
So the only cons I've been to are business conferences, but I have heard that if you are willing to wait for the last day, that artists would rather, and sorry, this is gonna sound predatory, but again, it's just what I've heard. Artists would rather unload for a cheaper price any artwork that they have left, any goods and merch, rather than have to pay to bring it back home. You know what I mean?
I mean, the cost of shipping is when you're talking about massive amounts of goods is surprising. I mean, let's just say like for our Kickstarters, a very, very, very substantial amount of the money goes towards shipping alone. And
it should be noted that in the United States, we have one of the the cheapest, strongest postal services in the world.
It's really good. Yeah, it's really good. And it, it's pretty reasonable as far as it goes. It's just that these things cost money, you know. And especially if you're talking about proper care of the products as well. You know, people want things to arrive in good condition, obviously, and they deserve it. So, you know, making sure that happens as well has its own associated set of costs. I think I got a hit over here. I can't tell.
You are. I'll come over and deal with him.
So all I'm saying is that, to a small degree, I have some small understanding of that question. You know, how complex it can be, even at a infinitesimally small degree that I might engage with that issue.
Going places and doing things is a fucking logistical ballet, bro. I am deeply impressed with cruise ships because they cut corners, and let's be clear here, they do shit that is just blatantly illegal. Let's make no mistake about it. Cruise ships use fuel that is not legal to use within 12 miles of any shoreline. They have two different sets of engines. They have the engines they use when they're in a first world port that burns clean fuel, and then as soon as they're in international waters, I'm coming, they use the shitty bunk fuel. But and that's what makes me mad about cruises. They operate 24/7. They usually have less than 18 hours, sometimes as little as 6 hours, to clean the entire ship, get everyone's luggage and garbage off of it, offload all of the garbage that they've accumulated for the entire trip off, and then onload new fuel, food, supplies, and then the passengers all have to be loaded up within about 6 hours. Their rooms have to be cleaned, and the ship gets underway.
Right. It is a respectable, you know, sort of capacity.
They don't force it anymore, I think. But there was a time where cruise ships were forced to make everyone present before the ship would undock, and get a safety briefing on.
Let me check my skills, see if I got any new ones. I forget.
No, you learn skills by talking to cats, Miyakuses.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
All good.
We're again, we could be advancing the story to get to that part, but we're trying to make money so we can get the best equipment so we can fight effectively against. I mean, we're going to Balir Castle, you know? It could be the end of the game. Sure, we're only on disc 2, but it could be the end of the game. We have no reason to think it wouldn't be.
Other than the meta of the game discs, yes.
Yes.
That Ogre Blade thing looks awesome. Like that.
I want it.
Yeah.
Wow, I worked so hard to get these guys paired up, and this dude just...
Is that it?
I mean, some of these enemies are better than the generic plain stuff, and some are not. I wonder if there's different plains enemies out here than just the leeches.
Are they pretty good money, though? I haven't really been watching the...
Yeah.
Don't take me lightly.
I should mention, because I haven't said it 16 times yet, I fucking love Terra Invicta. I think, though, when I beat it, I'm going to wait for them to finish the game before I play it again. For sure, there are some glaring issues with it. The AI for the human factions is not good. It's bad.
Mm-hmm. So how is it different to then say, like, it seems to be like a game like Stellaris? Or is that...
I played Stellaris for like 10 hours, and I wasn't good at it, and I thought I'd probably never be good at this game. I saw a post about a guy on Reddit who played Stellaris for 5 years continuously, and after 5 years it was his first win, and his wife bought him a cake as a result. And that's kind of how I think Stellaris would go for me. It would take 5 years of continuous play for me to be good at Stellaris. Stellaris is super interesting, but I kept getting in situations where I would simply get surrounded by another empire and get locked into combat with them, and neither side would be strong enough to kill the other side. So we'd just be forced into this eternal war where no one was happy. Everyone just kept getting beaten down. No one could force a breakthrough.
Looks like we won.
And then that was it. Like, the whole game was just no breakthrough ever.
40k intensifies.
Yeah, so
You got Tyranited out.
that's the least interesting way to have a war, is to be stuck in a stalemate where you have to keep producing military goods so you can't
Lose.
but you also can't win, because if you're producing military goods, you're not taking care of your people or your economy. So your military goods keep you from losing, but the things that allow you to win, which would be the ability to produce better and more military, you can't do because you're so busy building military. And your military serves almost no purpose. It again only keeps you from losing and does not allow you to win, because you don't have the sort of force necessary to get a breakthrough. It sucks.
The sad Imperial Guard noises.
My man Nero out here. Technically, he's an Imperial armsman before, or sorry, he's an Imperial guardsman, or technically he was part of the Cadian White Shields before becoming a, what do they call the Navy? Is not called the Guard. They're called armsmen. Wow, we got $9,000 and almost 2,000 XP out of that. That's the kind of fight we want every single fucking time.
All right, let's go.
I would trade that. Let's make it happen. How do we do that?
Yeah, the Navy is different. I forget what they're called though.
I think they're called armsmen.
Okay.
Let's do it. Neo Swarm. Turning forward.
Yeah, I gotta
Oh,
pick up your
great hit.
Rogue Trader series again. I sort of took a break a little bit, or just I don't know, got distracted by other things.
So
get
don't
back
worry,
into
we're also taking a break. I'm told we only have 2 episodes left, but I've been told that continuously for the last 4 months, that we only have about 2 episodes left. So,
Right.
but now we're on the planet where the thing is at, the final goal is at, and we're doing the final goal thing. So
Very nice.
even though what our goal is has changed pretty much every episode, as we learn more and more about the hidden nature of everything around us. And I keep telling Jabes, if you wanted us to play a Dark Heresy campaign, you should have just given us the Dark Heresy rulebook.
What is Dark Heresy? I don't really
Dark
know.
Heresy is the Inquisition investigatory.
Okay.
James
As
built
opposed to what you
a
guys
series of huge mysteries, and rather than Rogue Trade, because Rogue Trading, the characters and the rules are focused on ship combat and like
are building, right?
mercantile stuff, like tricking people or just getting the best deals. In season 3, we basically have made no trade deals and have spent all of our time investigating mysteries.
Celsius.
Do it, Celsius. Big damages.
Yay!
It's no surprise to me that Celsius almost always is a 100% kill move. Killing blow.
That's the Frost
Yeah.
Kramel.
Frost waifu, yeah.
Yeah.
She was the first boss that I ever went, oh shit, this is real, huh? In hardcore mode.
Neo Swarm.
I think for me that was the dragon at Torin Castle in Suikoden 1.
Yeah. Remember when you didn't tell me about that? And I had to redo the save for like 40 minutes? Because I'd been taking care to be prepared for every fight, and then I just started fucking around after it was clear the game was not difficult, and you repeatedly told me about how not difficult the game was.
What?
Oh shit.
Dragon. Right?
That was that 5,000 cash right there.
We might have
Almost
wiped that.
1,000 XP.
Nice.
We're actually out here fighting for a pretty extended amount of time.
Yeah, we're doing well.
Let me just save up real
We're all
quick.
level 40 too, which is kind of weird. It's almost looks like we're at the cap.
The cap?
Yeah. Level cap. I mean, obviously not, but I'm just saying.
You know, my first encounter with level cap was in Final Fantasy 11. You know about this game?
Yeah, I've tried to play it a few times, and I haven't actually been able to finish it. It looks fun though.
Let's do it.
We're not talking about the same thing. Final Fantasy 11 was the first Final Fantasy MMO.
Oh yeah, I meant 12 then. Sorry,
Yeah.
I always forget. Once they started doing the MMOs, I sort of stopped paying attention a little bit.
So I think that in the original game, you only got to level 50. Every 5 levels, you'd have to go to the capital city. Oh, friends should create a new Kramal art. Shit. And I think this dude was named Matt. M-A-A-T. I'm going off of almost 20-year-old memories here, so someone's going to roast me for being wrong, but I don't give a shit.
Only me, I could barely remember if you beat the dragon and Suikoden won the first time, so.
I didn't, I lost.
Yeah.
You would have to fight Matt, and initially, every 5 levels, you'd have to fight him to earn another 5 levels of unlock up to 75. So initially, you would have to fight him, like actually fight him, and it would be hard, but it wouldn't be impossible. What was very interesting to me is that the unlocks from there would no longer just be simple fights. One of the white mage unlock, because I was a white mage primary. One of the white mage ones was you could not attack him at all. You had to heal through him beating the fuck out of you. And so it was purely you stand still, you equip a shield, and you heal like your fucking life depends on it. It wasn't a test of equipment so much. I mean, you could conceivably do it in your, I think it was called relic gear or whatever. It's gear that looked like the traditional Final Fantasy white mage, you know, white coat with the red bars and a hood. Yeah, so relic gear was like quest gear that was pretty easy to get. And overall, it was good. It was actually really good. You could buy or harvest better gear, but there was often no point to doing that. Because relic gear would carry you for quite a while. And that's actually true in Final Fantasy XIV as well. The relic gear is pretty damn good. All right, who's cramalizing? Somebody here be tripping. It's you. You're tripping. She's not fully caramelized.
I guess they announced the new Final Fantasy. It looks very like Dark Souls to me. So, looks fun.
Yeah, so people were saying that it is it's not like Dark Souls. I mean, it has that aesthetical feel. People were saying it's like Dragon's Dogma. Each summon that you equip is like its own attack style that will offer a special move. And so flipping through summons to choose whatever one is best for the enemies in the area, not just elementally, but a specific like dodge move or parry move or something like that. I don't know if it's going to be for me. I'm excited because it's a Final Fantasy, but I'm not skilled at Dark Souls style games. So
Yeah, I don't know mechanically. I'm just talking about like the vibe of the story.
Yeah, it's dark.
Like they were,
the dominance.
yeah, very dark.
I mean, I think that they've said it's like the end of the dominant era, so it's like basically the end of an age where countries are essentially run by summons by like god creatures, and the god creatures will pick one human being to act as their avatar who can use their power and like physically summon them into existence. And it's gonna be the end of the dominant era is the tagline. So I mean, I guess they're either all gonna kill each other or we're gonna evolve to the next level of warfare and kingship. It's just, you know, super kaiju battles. 15 had that too, and they were kind of awesome. Fighting Ramu in the middle of the desert was super sick.
I gotta play 15 at some point.
It is long,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna tell you, there is a point in the game. I don't think it's early, but it's early middle game where you get the ability to go across the whole continent and do whatever you want. And I did that early. I did tons of quests. I unlocked the lighthouse in the lower left-hand corner. I got all of the fishing done. That was the whole game, though, is the problem. Is later, much later in the story, you reach a point where you're supposed to go to that lighthouse for the first time. Like, you have to manually drive there as part of the story. And I was like, I've already been there. I just want to fast travel. And they're like, no, you have to manually drive and listen to these story events. And it was at that point I realized I had fucked up really badly, because the game became a real slog at that point, emotionally as well. Like, it is a dark storyline. Things do not go your way. Everything gets worse. The world is basically ending, and not in like the traditional Final Fantasy the world is ending where someone's like, hee 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 hee, I am the bad evil clown guy, the world is ending, oh no. It's more like Final Fantasy VIII's the world is ending, and you can't go to any towns because they've all been destroyed by the time crisis. Like, the game gets extremely dark, and your allies begin questioning themselves. Like, it's emotionally difficult to get through Final Fantasy 15, on top of the fact that at a certain point it's really just an endurance test, because I had done all the fun stuff already.
That is the problem you mentioned earlier, is sort of like the problem I have generally with like open world games. Oftentimes it's like the pacing kind of gets really rough. Sorry, go ahead.
I would still suggest that if you're a Final Fantasy fan, you still play 15. I enjoyed it greatly.
Yeah, I want to. It's just like there's a lot of when I started it, you know, and this is a general problem I've always had with 3D games. It tends to be because it's all spoken dialogue, everything sort of takes forever because the dialogue has to play and then the animations happen.
Yep.
And like I can't speed it up. Like I like to, you know, this era of gaming where you can read the text, like boom, 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 boom. You know, you sort of move through things relatively quickly.
I get you. There's a lot of that in Fire Emblem, you know, where you're just going through text really quickly. You process what's happening, you understand, and then you get to those specific scenes where it's, you know, the special scenes where it's got spoken dialogue, and you're like, oh, okay, here, you know, like, oh, this is really interesting. It's not just everything is spoken out loud. I get you. Sometimes you're just looking to chill and cruise through stuff, and you read much faster than you can hear.
Yeah. Especially if the voice acting is, you know, not the greatest or whatever. Even relatively good voice acting, sometimes it's just not every line is going to be delivered. You know,
so
like super engaging.
I think that it changed after Final Fantasy 15. I think that Final Fantasy 7R uses new technology so that rather than voice syncing to the movement of the model, I think that I saw an article, so, you know, take that for whatever it is. Could be true, could be not true. I'm not going to put my whole reputation behind it, but I believe that they're using programming to redo the model animations by hand for every language that they voice translated it into. so that the lip syncing would match the voice actors rather than rather than have one primary Japanese model language, every country's or every language's voice acting would be unique, and the model would move according to that based on the language it was hearing and how the mouse should move.
So you just map certain sounds to certain motions.
Movements, yes.
Yeah. Boom.
That is how I believe Final Fantasy VII-R did it. And that's a game which, if you haven't played it yet, you really should. Oh no, Max died at the last possible second, Max!
Yeah.
No!
Yeah, I definitely want to play 7R. Just waiting for the time.
No, 7R is incredible. I waited most of my life for 7R, and it was worth it.
Yeah.
Just for Scarlet, I'm gonna be honest with you.
As well, but, you know.
I did. And that was the reason why I was waiting for 7R, dude.
Yeah.
Scarlet being 100% bombastic and amazing in 7R makes me so glad that we're gonna get more Scarlet scenes in the future. I hope to God we get the Tifa versus Scarlet slap fight on the edge of the fucking Mako cannon. Classic Scarlet bullshit.
I'm trying to remember because it's been a while. She's the red dress with the
yes,
blonde lady.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I remember from.
She's very tall now.
Okay.
They were like, we need to make a mommy character. And normally I'm not into that kind of typing, but it's still Scarlet, so she's still basically completely and utterly evil in every way. She's not a mommy character, she's a villain.
Just a
And that's the true hotness, is being a villainess. It's actually one of my favorite categories of Korean manhwa is the villainous category. They have a lot of terrible, like, when you make a story that's basically just one you've already seen, drawn slightly differently. But there are some really great original villainous stories in the Korean manhwa category that are just stellar right now. We're replete, we're buff with incredible stories.
Yep, there's so much content nowadays. It's very hard to keep up.
Death is the only ending for the villainous, I think, is probably the best one.
Death is the only ending is the name of the comic.
Death is the only ending for the villainous. Yeah, so it's a young woman. She gets teleported into her favorite game to play the prequel series. So the game is like super hard, and it's a pay-to-win game. And she's upset because her favorite character is the villainous, who never really gets a complete story. She gets teleported into the villainous's story as the villainous, and the villainous is like this gremlin-ish orphan kid who gets adopted to pretend to be these nobles' real sister. And they, everyone treats her like garbage because she doesn't know manners. She doesn't really know that much, and she's just super demanding. And people are constantly on the verge of like killing her in bursts of outrage and anger. And she, turns it back around on all of them using some smart brainy stuff. I'm like, damn, this is great. Death really is the only ending for the villainous. Oh, it's also a romance game, so she's got to date all these different dudes. And she's constantly Heismaning them. They're like, oh, please spend time with me. And she's like, no, reject men. Advanced storyline.
Ain't no simp.
I mean, look, we are in an era of simping, my friend. If Andor has taught us anything, we should all be simping for Mon Mothma.
Yeah, I haven't watched Andor yet. I haven't really actually watched a lot of the new Star Wars stuff yet.
There's so much Disney content now. It's pretty much impossible to keep up with. I've given up. Like, Miss Marvel was not written for me. I'm just gonna be flat. It was written for teenagers. It was written for families. I didn't enjoy the way that she treated her dad with such incredible disrespect. I just sympathetically felt bad for him when she absolutely shat all over him. That was in the first or second episode. So at that point, I was like, I'm done with this series. And you know what? She's probably going to show up in other things, and that's fine. I'm not going to know what's going on with her, and that's fine as well. Because I'm watching the series that I like, and She-Hulk was really good. And it included callbacks from other series. Is this 200? No, it's 20,000, right? Okay, here we go.
Yeah, 20,000.
Dragon Fangs, Trumpet.
They're definitely missing the comma that's necessary.
2, 3. Oh, we don't have enough for the Sun Charms. Oh, but do we already have Sun Charms? I think it might have said we did.
Our money just demolished.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's Ogre Sword, right?
Yeah, Ogre
Yeah,
Sword.
here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
As an Ogre battle fan, I always love Ogre. Any Ogre item is just fun to me.
Got an Ogre Slaying Knife. It's got a +9 to slaying ogres.
You also got a Ogre Lance.
I got something else for all the ladies, right? Is it these mittens?
Sounds right. Yep,
There we go.
way more luck. Double more luck.
And we needed Stun Charm. We still have that? It said we had some, didn't it? Or am I crazy? No. But we need to get at least 2 Stun Charms, I think. Let's see here.
I mean,
Oh, yep, here it is. Ogre Sword, Katar, Dragon Fang, Trumpet, Battle Suit, 2 times Pretty Mitten. We got 3. And make sure you get at least 2 times Stun Charm. It's because of the place we're going to. Remember when we went to the ice place? We needed freeze charms. I demonstrated that, like, if we didn't have them on, our characters would freeze in place and basically instantly die. The place we're going to, we need Stun Charms.
Okay.
Everyone will stun us. All right, so we just got to do more.
Are we going to the electric Kramel? The lightning.
Volt. I think so. I don't remember what we're doing right now. We're either going to pick. We're picking up Volt so we can stick him in the Kramel cannon so we can go to invade Belair Castle. Yes, so we are going to the electric Kramel area. So it should not surprise you. We need Stun Charms.
Sure. Yeah, I was just trying to think about what element would cause stun. It's gotta be electricity.
Let's. You know what? We've been going pretty far afield. Let's just land here and see what the local forests look like.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot of coastline in cold, unsunny Celesta. Some prefer the beaches of Inferia. Some like it hot, and some like when the heat is on. Ooh, look at this sword!
Turning 4.
Yeah.
Something curved swords.
Curved swords. They have curved swords.
Oh my god, they got me locked up. There we go, Tempest Strike. Here we go.
Tempest Strike.
Yeah!
13th Warrior reference, but actually it's a Skyrim reference.
Sure, it's a Skyrim reference. Let's go with that.
I really don't.
Those at home who know, no. It's a porn reference.
Curved swords?
Yeah.
Okay. You mean when Skyrim came out? That was a porn reference?
I think it might have been post Skyrim. It's definitely been appropriated for sure. I'm gonna just be flat honest with you.
I haven't heard that. I've only,
I mean, it's a famous meme in the manga community because it's like a hentai thing or something.
Okay. Well, now I know. Thank you. I mean, I've been just casually using it anytime someone says curved swords
Oh, bro.
in reference to Skyrim.
ConorHughes. Well, I mean, among Skyrim aficionados, you're probably safe.
Yeah.
Look, you're a guy who draws white ash in the game. People will understand if you say horny shit. That's, you know, that's fine. I'm a non-horny kind of dude, although if we're talking about MILFs, you know.
Or villainesses.
I mean, I don't know that you need to be horny for villainesses, though. Like, it's just okay to admire them for... They don't have to be beautiful or anything. They just have to be incredible, amazing, talented, smart, driven. Grandma Villainous is incredible, and it has none of the traits I would find appealing in a romantic partner. You know what I mean? But Grandma Villainous is literally just like, all right, I'm the Empress now. I got the whole continent now that I'm in my 70s. Now it's time to do what I want. Become an adventurer.
I mean, it has to be mutually exclusive. You can have all of it in one package. Like in Fake Grand Order, I think. You've got your villainesses, right?
I haven't played Fake Grand Order in 2 years, my brother in Christ. Yes, there are a lot of villainesses that join your team, and all of them are more or less smoking hot, and they've been hand designed to be psychologically appealing to the general market, so, you know. It's no surprise that a huge number of the villainesses are also tsunderes, which is the in fad for the last 15 years.
Right.
Just to add to the media for you to watch, if you haven't checked it out yet, Isekai Oji-san, or Another World Uncle on Netflix. I think it's delayed. They might only have 7 episodes right now. So it's a new studio who's never done anime before. Basically got tapped by Netflix to do a manga anime. It is truly incredible. A dude goes unconscious in like 2002 when Sega was at the top of the industry. He spends 15 years in an isekai world, wakes up from a coma. The family has abandoned him with the exception of his nephew. And he spent the whole time during those 15 years thinking about how he's going to play Sega when he gets back. He comes back, all of the Sega consoles are defunct, and Sega only makes games for other consoles now. And it's just the day-to-day life of him using his isekai gained god powers to find and replay all of the old Sega games and consoles.
What's isekai?
Isekai literally means another world. Technically, it means second world.
So when you say he has isekai game...
You know how when people go to another world, the gods are like, here's a cheat skill to make you the greatest hero that's ever lived. Isekai powers is that. So, you know. It's like how when Kirito in Sword Art Online became a great sword fighter. Like, originally he was just kind of okay at karate in the real world. And then when he came back from Sword Art Online, he was like a master swordsman in real life because of all of the sword fighting experience he'd gotten over there. The sword fighting system over there had literally trained his muscles how to sword fight correctly.
I haven't watched Sword Art Online, but I get
you are so much better off without it, my brother. You are so much better off without it. Don't watch it.
Okay.
I beg of you. You missed them. You have to explode it early.
It just sounds clear underneath it.
Well,
I don't really have the ability to aim it, though, I will say.
You can force it to explode early, though, is the thing.
Oh, can I?
Yeah. It's like B or A. It's one of the buttons.
Okay, I'll check that out.
Will force you to explode it early.
I've just been spamming it, in the back.
Well, normally it just works.
Fire.
You don't have to do that. You could play any character you want. If you like Max, that's fine. And it's fine to be an artillery character.
This is super chill. I'm enjoying it.
I mean, it works for me. It does a ton of damage and it stuns everybody. So
Right.
it both groups them up and makes them very... Yeah, like you literally just did 3,000. We're over here dealing like 200 damage a hit and you deal 3,000 damage a hit. Max's eventually quite strong. There are some
Currently, he's
people.
quite strong.
There are some people that think Max is stronger than Reed,
All right, let's get
depending on how you use Canceller.
Chancellor. Oh, that's
It's an item that allows you to chain all of Max's attacks together. So, like,
I see.
I think it's as soon as one ends, you can start the next one, and it basically is just an unending chain of him shooting missiles over and over again. Burning Force.
Hey, I'm a dwarf player. I'm enjoying this.
Oh, well, I'm an orc player, so I fucking eliminated all of your people from the world when I won. God, that was such a game. What a game. I'd never played a Warhammer or Total War game where you strategically just throw armies away. I would just lose 20 stacks. I would lose a whole 20 stack and just be like, well, lost a 20 stack. Guess that's how it is.
I think that's better. You know, it's more in the vibe of war.
I mean, the original vibe was rallying your armies and keeping them as intact as possible. But once you're talking about 30 armies, you're not even talking about losing on a front. You're talking about losing on a thrust of a front. Like I'd be like, oh no, I lost my northern army group. I lost 3 20 stacks on my northern front. I'll have to move 7 other 20 stacks and rally 3 more 20 stacks of spearmen up, you know, in the next 5 turns to replace that. But in the process, I weaken the enemy armies, so the other 7 armies will come in and easily wipe those dudes up. Because they'll be forced to stay in place and heal in a castle, and they'll just fucking slam into that castle with 7 armies. I'm used to, like, you get 1 or 2 or maybe 3 20 stacks traveling together on 1 or 2 fronts, and that's the whole game, is carefully managing those armies. For Immortal Empires, you're managing army groups, and you do not have to be careful. Once you get a certain amount of economy, you're basically, it's a test of endurance and logistics, of just being able to move strong enough, highly researched enough. I forgot that they had those damn things. I gotta come in low.
How was that?
Yeah, and the trick, I mean, what's great about that version of the game is you know, it used to be you got to the mid game and the interest was sort of peter out because you no longer have any challenges. It sounds like for that game you had an end game content that was keeping you engaged, so that's a very good thing.
For me, the mid game wasn't until the technical end game turn 100 crisis happened, which turned all of my orc allies into enemies and gave them all WOG armies. So all of a sudden they had like 10, 15 extra armies, and I was relying on them to secure my borders. Killing orcs as orcs is great. If you kill an orc faction leader as an orc in the new Warhammer 3 rules, they will all surrender to you. All their provinces will come under your command. You'll gain that person as a faction leader of your own, so they'll be unkillable. When they die, they'll just come back after a few turns. You'll get all of the bonuses that they give the whole faction, and you get all their armies. So I noticed that when I accidentally killed one of the faction leaders in an ambush, and then all of his 10 20 stacks all surrendered to me, and I was like, well, this just doubled the number of fucking armies I had. Like, I can't afford this. I literally cannot afford this. But I'm just gonna use these armies while I have a little cash buffer to conquer as many turns as possible to make enough money to afford it. And then I started planning to ambush every other orc faction leader in the world. Since they were all trying to kill me, it wasn't that difficult. And once I started plowing through waves and waves of orcs to get to the faction leader and then kill them, I'd get all their armies. And at that point, it was just a matter of slowly crawling across the continent, killing everyone on the way there to get the last fucking orc leader on the west coast. He was chilling in French Nightland west of the Empire, and I was in Cathay, so it was a long crawl.
Yeah, I think they've had that kind of Confederation mechanic since Norsca release, or like a little after that. They got it. That's when they got the
Yeah, Orcs didn't originally have this, but it fucking rules. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's like the best Confederation mechanic. Because I mean, that's definitely one of the more mysterious things about Total War is trying to get confederations. I mean, 10 years, like however many years later since the release of Total War 1, there's still videos out there trying to explain, like debunk myths or trying to explain the mechanics of Confederation.
I'm not sure confederating is all that important overall. Normally just killing your way through will get you a pretty similar result.
And it's to the people that want to collect all the lords. You know, if you're like a lord collector and you want like a unified faction.
Alright, well I don't play Pokemon with 24 times 3 is going to be 72, right? Alright, so we need 1 or 2 more fights. I'm going to spend almost this entire episode making money to move the story forward. First time we've ever had to do this. Incredible. I'm afraid, Dr. Jones, that it won't be the last.
To some degree, I'd say we probably could have gotten away with just getting the stun bracelets or whatever.
Maybe.
And like, I'm sure we would have done enough damage to like actually beat it.
Could be. But I want it. I want the best equipment.
Enemy here from the back.
Hey, is everyone okay?
Just remember, we can't rely on Max always being here because Max won't always be here.
Okay.
He's temporary for right now until we get Keel back, I think. And then he'll wander in and out of the party whenever he feels like it, I think.
Yeah. I mean, he is a pirate den leader or something, so.
He's a resistance leader. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Shaleska, Resistance Army. Miyakis means friendship. I like how in our first battle we had a 16 hit completely unintentionally. We've gotten nowhere close to that since then.
Did we win?
I think we've had a few high
This should be
numbers. I don't know
enough.
about that. Was 12 isn't bad.
We're gonna do one more battle so that we can rest at the inn. And then we're gonna get underway, go into the shop, and then Voltland. I have to say, out of all the Kramels, I remember Volt the least. Gnome made a huge impression. Celsius beat my ass. Even Secundes, Maxwell, Shadow, all have very specific scenes. I don't know if you'd consider Valkyrie to be a Kramel. I don't think so. She's just fucking broke as shit. You don't have any TP left.
I figured we'll just take him out. Use an item.
I love that you run towards him, you slide under him, you miss, and then you whiff with the cannon. So good.
Look, he's just not that great at the fight. Yeah.
I agree with you. He's not great at the fighting. He's amazing at the bombing.
Yeah.
Yep, we have enough. Woke up this morning and I felt older than normal because there was just so much popping in my spine. You know what I mean? All that cartilage just hip popping, knees,
You ever
fingers.
get like massages or chiropractics things?
I don't get chiropractics, but I do get a massage every 2 to 3 months.
That's good.
I hurt the lower part of my right rib cage last time before the massage, and it hurt like a real motherfucker. It still hurts now. I don't know
Like
what
in the back,
happened.
or-
Yeah, like back right. bottom for sure, and I don't know.
That's a strange
I must have
place
like
to
cracked it a little bit.
Yeah.
What is Merity doing?
Great. I mean, have we gotten the scene before?
No.
That scene every time we sleep, or
No, they each time it's them roasting each other. It's girls' night every time. They're always roasting each other. I don't make the rules. I just play by them. I can't even imagine what a guy's night would look like because Keel and Reed don't like each other, and Max only speaks in caps lock. Oh yeah.
oh, yeah.
Liberation! Explosion! Alright. Where are these stun? Oh, here it is. Very early on.
Yeah, I don't understand the rhyme or reason of the ordered list of that, the accessories.
Oh, she doesn't need this
Not
anymore
alphabetical,
for
it's
sure.
not order of acquisition.
That is actually going to be pretty helpful for her. Did you see the new Minecraft server out for that was like a general cool people server called Bounce SMP that's got like hundreds of broadcasters playing at the same time?
Yeah, no, I didn't see anything like that.
It is
Sounds
wild, dude. They've like set up their own economy and culture in the process. All right. I think we're supposed to go southeast. Oh, to reach your next destination, Max says to go southeast. The location you'll head to is the bottom left of the map, but the world is round. Board Celestia and make its way southeast to the forest just to the left of your upcoming destination.
As far as media consumption goes lately, I've been reading Ghost Gaunts in anticipation of Dark Tide. That was
Ghost Gaunts. What is this?
Ghost Gaunts is a novel series from Black Library for 40k. It's basically like the Imperial Guard during the Sabbath Wars. Gaunt is a Commissar Colonel, which is a melding of the two roles, I guess, ostensibly. These are two different roles, disparate roles, but he does them both. And it just sort of gives you a vibe for what the Imperial Guard are all about. And I wanted to read that because I started Horus Heresy, but then I sort of jumped into that because I wanted to get a feel for what Darktide, what these people were up to.
I don't know if this is where we're supposed to be going, but it looks cool, so let's get out.
Yeah, let's check it out.
Okay, this is definitely where we're supposed to be going.
Yep, that's right.
I thought the guide told me we were going to go to Genie, but alright. I wasn't really following the guide anyway, I just went southeast.
Yeah.
You bet.
Yep.
Why wouldn't
Let
we
me
just...
step away for a second. Be right back.
Okay. When the ancient tree in the west is touched by dawn, stand in the eye of dragon and sing Emerald's song. If only Keel were here. Max just decides to punch it. All right. Amazing. Equip your best weapons. There's a riddle but Max will open the door. All right, we got that. See. So we're gonna be doing some puzzles, but I've already got the solution here. We're gonna hold and wait for Connor to get back to see his new character.
I'm back.
All right, so there was a riddle to open the door, and Max decided to just open it by physically forcing it open with his giant muscly arms.
Nice.
Yeah.
Was he stoned there for a second, or was he?
He was electrocuted.
I see.
Are you all right? Yeah. You're Mr. Carefree, aren't you? Let's be careful, everyone. Yeah.
You be careful, I'll be carefree.
Ooh.
That was close. I wonder if you'll get zapped.
Let's do it.
Great question.
Neo swap.
Super freeze lancer.
Turning forward. Spiral attack. Spiral attack. Turning forward.
Oh, Max, never change. Ever.
Oh, you didn't get zapped. Nice job.
Saved by the bell.
Fight saved us, yeah.
Grasp the three colors. So shine is one. Open the door to which the color shines. And a lens.
Let's do it.
These are new.
Yeah. Pretty strange looking.
I'll agree with you there.
Whoa. That was.
I got thunderbladed.
Supersonic
Get wrecked, tall man, and neuroids.
freeze lancer.
Turning forward.
You have to explode it early. It's because you can only hit the top part.
Okay.
Turning forward.
Okay, it's not B.
Air
Turning forward.
You did it.
It's A. It's A.
freeze lancer.
Good to know.
Yay!
You know, I never refilled our food stocks. That was not a good plan. Oh, I see. I'm having intense flashbacks of the Final Fantasy Tactics fight in the castle where you have to fight the ninjas and then the vampires on the roof. This door reminds me of the doorway to get into that fucking castle.
Classic.
No save between the two.
No.
And if your characters aren't fast enough, you just instantly die at the start of the battle. Can't interrupt them. What a brutal game. Can't wait to play it again.
Yeah.
Absolutely insane, unhinged game.
They're remaking
So
it,
good.
right? I think we talked about it before.
It's not clear. They're doing something for it. But this is Square Enix we're talking about. They could just remake the orchestral medley for it and re-release it, and people would still get excited.
True.
I see.
4 plus 3 plus 2 minus 2. Okay. Gotta say, that seemed pretty arbitrary to me.
Each of the doors has a number associated with it, and you have to add things up to reach that number.
How do you know the number of the door?
Because I'm using the puzzle solving guide already. I mean, this is a really basic puzzle. I could do the math myself, but it would just be annoying and take a while. You know what I mean? It's literally, you go to each door, figure out what the number is, and then you have to add up based on using 2, 3, 5, 6, 4. You know what I mean? Like, it easily possible to figure that out just on algebra.
It's just busy work.
Yep. So you have to be able to make it in 3 numbers, right? So, you know.
Fun.
Okay, blue hallway, far right for the pine gel, then go right. Store is not open. I am lost. That's fine. Go right again. Okay, go bottom right. The door will close on you. Enter the door to your right and go down. These have flying enemies, so just be aware that you may need a pot burning force a little early. Nope, you didn't. And they died.
Anyway.
They horribly died. Always good. Burning force.
Sonic fist. Ah! Air blast.
Turning forward.
Pretty funny.
ConorHughes is playing Muscles McGee.
He's like the Zap Brannigan of this universe.
Oh my god. Enter the door to your right and go down the hall for a big bag for chat. Oh shit.
Nice stuff.
If only she had good skills or was a good character and wasn't like a tiny child. Take a left from here and go to a new screen. Look for a switch at the bottom left edge. Okay.
Will do.
Alright, just remember these tall men have to be very specifically targeted.
Right.
They're a real pain in the ass.
Turning forward.
Yeah, you
First, I'm
got...
just gonna get rid of the bottom guys.
Well, you got 2 of the bottom guys and 1 of the tall guys, so works for me. Yep, got him.
Got him. Got him.
I'm really working these dudes. Amazing. All right, Connor, you've reached 100% effectiveness now. Woo, new skill. What do we got here? What I unlock? We love new skills around here. First off, let's get Max some TP. New skill, new skill. Is this it? Oh yeah, it's definitely it because I haven't used any of it. Demon Spiral Hammer and Neo Tempest Form. Sheesh.
Definitely heard those words before.
All right, I closed the guide for how these work. I'm gonna go back into my conversation with you.
Do you need a link? Because I can give you.
Yes, I will take the link from you.
All right.
I closed it during a ritual purge of...
Tabs.
Yeah, I mean, I was at the point where I had almost 17 gigabytes of RAM being used. It was a lot. It was a huge amount.
I found this one extension. I'll quickly give a shout out to it.
Yeah?
Let me just find it.
Okay, I needed 120 uses of Neostorm. I've easily passed that. Tempest Strike, 80. Tempest Strike. 150. I'm pretty close. I'm pretty close to Omega Tempest Strike. Anything else?
Extension called Tab Manager. So right now it like gives you like a little window, a little extension. It says like, oh, I've got 28 tabs, and I can sort of select all of them, and I can organize them. It's pretty good.
Okay. And spiral attack. I need 150 spiral attacks. Okay, so I need to start using spiral attack like crazy, and one more Tempest Strike. And then I'll be able to move on to the next generation.
That's good.
Oh, now I have to reopen the guide. Let's see here. Door close, take you to the bottom left edge switch. Press it. Okay, we got the switch. Go down in this area, take the left turn door. Get an all divide and check for a fuse.
Tempest Strike. Spot. Spiral. Turning forward.
Oh, great follow up. What an amazing time. Just as my stun was coming off on them. Connor, we're in sync now. We're at the level. We're at the level. Okay, let's see here. Go down and take the left door. I think I'm lost actually. Oh, nope. That might be the fuse.
Nice.
Okay, leave this room and go follow the L-shaped hallway to a new area.
Let's do it.
I doubt she's gonna kill them in one hit, but it's tons and tons of damage. Here it comes.
Boom.
We're waiting for it. Yeah.
You can't beat me.
Oh no. The one person who doesn't have a shock charm is of course the one person who gets shocked. I guess we gotta go put a shock charm on her. Yeah, we picked up a new one while we were here, so on the L-shaped hallway, take the bottom door, get the pirate's hat. I'm assuming that will be for shut.
Let's do it. Tempest Strike. Tempest.
Got him.
Yep.
Trying to keep them grouped up. It's not working so well.
Tempest Strike.
Amazing.
Tempest Strike.
Amazing.
Oh.
Oh, a weapon called a strike axe. I'm very interested. If it has the electric quality, I'm probably not going to like it very much, but there it is. Yeah, it's electric, and it only does slashing. You know me, I like the generalist better, so I can spam whatever I want. Oh, shit.
I don't think you should go in. Oh, I see. That worked. I'm surprised.
Flames will go out. Go through the middle door. Oh, this is the beginning.
Yep, we're back.
Okay, we're going through the middle door. Reach the puzzle room and open the white door.
Sounds like we're approaching a boss, but yeah, it could be just...
No, we're only on the second of 3 doors, so
I see.
I don't think we're boss time yet. I love that these guys are so short that the freeze lancer goes right over them. Connor, what's been up with you anyway? We've done a lot of talking, but how you been? How's the family been? How's the, Oh, I have to close these circuits before I open the next one. Okay.
Yeah, everyone's good. We got Halloween. We're actually going to go to a trunk or a treat this afternoon.
What is trunk or treat?
Honestly, it's like, a lot of places they don't really, like a lot of people that don't necessarily live in like areas where you can go door to door or for various reasons.
Oh, no, I'm there. We did this in Falling Waters, West Virginia. I know what it is now. Yep.
Yeah, so I actually live in a neighborhood where we do a lot of trick-or-treating. We actually got 2 giant bags of candy for all the kids to come. But also we're doing this today just because every single thing that is Halloween, my eldest daughter, she loves, so we want to do.
So in Falling Waters, there were a bunch of kids that they weren't close enough to each other to celebrate Halloween. And we lived in like the upper middle class area, so we would cut off access to the neighborhood. Like cars would physically block people from going in and out. And then hundreds of kids from the surrounding area would descend on like 150 houses. And we would hand out so much fucking candy. I remember my grandmother got irrationally upset at me because one year we ran out of candy, so I went to somebody else's house and asked them if they would give me candy to give out to the kids. My grandmother was so mad for no real apparent reason. Like, I dishonored the family because I implied we didn't have enough candy, and I'm just sitting here going like, man, I'm like 13, but even I know that, the more candy we give out is the happier the kids are. You know what I mean? Like, it's not about the family honor of, I'm sorry we didn't stockpile enough fucking candy. Like, who knew that there would be almost 1,000 kids here? Okay, let's see here. Step into the little circle. One, start the fuse. Okay, alright. Take that to the other side. Okay. Well, we can't go back now. Step on only the blocks you can reach should be taken over to the other side of the red door. Step on the right of the 2 blocks. Okay, that electricity you see right there makes me intensely nervous. I would never ever want to be on something throwing sparks like that. That's bad.
Floating platforms, no problem.
All right, of those 2 blocks. I mean, you want to be on a floating platform that sparks like that? Let me ask you that question. Take the upper.
I wouldn't want to be on a floating platform to begin with.
Yeah, I agree, and I definitely wouldn't want one that's fucking throwing shorts.
Right.
Oh, here we go. I'm hungry. Yeah. Should we stop and rest?
Absolutely.
All right, here we go.
Sound asleep.
Here's the stuff that Connor likes. Now that we're done with all of the
She must be
rapid
exhausted,
text reading.
especially since I'm in. She's been so. It's almost hard to watch.
Hey, there's something I've been wondering for a while.
What is it?
Why do you suppose Merity is so driven to stop the Grand Fall?
She wants to save the world, right?
I guess so, but would any normal girl come this far alone?
Hey, you never know. She's human. People can be complex. You know.
You too, Farah?
Maybe. Well, anyway, we're not the only ones worried about Merity.
Oh yeah, there was someone else, wasn't there?
Everyone loves Merity, right?
I don't particularly.
Oh, Reed, fess up.
But I...
I'm just joking. Don't get so excited.
Childhood friends are the worst. I've always been fascinated by the concept of childhood friends because we moved every 2 years. And for my mom's government work, and it was pretty much before the invention of cell phones.
So you're just not.
Yeah, I just don't know anybody from my childhood, and it's not like I was part of a military family, so at least I had like a continuous bond of people that I could still hang out with. I had a very disconnected childhood, so when people are like, we've been friends forever, I'm like, all right. I mean, I know people as an adult that I've known for like 10 years, but that's about it. Like, it's such a weird concept because it feels to me like almost everyone else has people they've known their entire life that aren't just like family members. Okay, take the door on the left. What do you think, Connor? You got childhood friends? You always lived in your particular slice of New Jersey?
Well, what I will say is you can't have new old friends, right? You can have new friends, you can have old friends, but you can't have new old friends. So yeah, I get what you're saying. I mean, I definitely had, you know, my best friend growing up, Min. He, you know, we had a good time. But you know, I actually changed schools myself then around middle school, and we actually did get back together, like hung out for a bit late in high school and stuff. And that was chill. But yeah, we haven't really chatted since. So you know, I sort of I can vibe with what you're saying, you know. But I did, you know, I did have several years of like collective friends or whatever. So yeah, a little different.
Interesting. All right, a door with 2 chests. We got it. Go into the room above. All right. A device of some sort? Farah, I got it. Look at the panel. There's a slot. I bet you're supposed to insert something in the slot. Reed, did you want to say something? Oh, nothing. Wow, look at this cylinder. Then leave and go right until you come to a room with 3 different colored red buttons.
Let's do it. Spiral attack. Tip. Turning forward.
Max is absolutely killing it out here, brother.
Turning forward.
I wish Farah was more aggressive here. Hold on, can't we do something about that? We can, can't we? Focus attack.
TP you want?
Consume TP, right? And then strategy for Farah. Attack close enemy. And then we want more attacks.
Yeah, all the attacks.
All right.
We took care of them.
All right, let's see if that makes her more aggressive, because she's been kind of non-present. Three buttons. Okay. First step, blue and red.
Okay.
Okay. And go up.
Let's do it. Spiral attack.
Madmen. These guys are pretty weird looking.
Wow, she covered me and we hit 16. Wow. So we immediately hit our record for this session after forcing her to be aggressive.
Eagle dive.
Incredible. We finally did it.
Not to mention, you might want to change up her skills to be something that.
She'll use any of her skills that she feels like.
All of them?
Yeah.
Not just, okay.
Yeah. I think we can turn some off, but I don't really want to because a lot of her skills are combos. So
Yeah.
let's do Human Spiral Hammer. Oh, I know what to do. Try doing Neo Swarm into Neo Tempest Swarm. I don't know if that'll work because I think Neo Swarm ends with an upward attack. but at the very least, here we go. And you know what? I've actually been... Oh, I need more spiral attacks. Never mind. We'll keep it then. We'll keep it. I mean, you have to know with a name like Voltic Sword, it's not something I'm going to be allowed to use. Not yet.
Nope.
Head up and left.
It's kind of silly the game does that.
That you find the electricity sword in the electricity area? I mean, that actually makes sense to me.
Yeah, it makes sense, but gameplay-wise, you want to be getting items.
Holy
like
shit.
Nice.
This just fucking took me up into the air. Let's do it again.
Turning 4.
Go.
17 again. I do believe we have achieved optimal status.
Let's cramelize.
Of course.
I think that we have to... Somebody here has to be moved to another side. Is it you? Of course it is. We're getting to the part of the game where there's going to be more optimal Kreml combinations. I may need a guide to determine that, but ooh, we're running low on that stuff, huh? Yikes. Now I'm really hoping I remember to talk to the load point in the camp room. Let's see here. Take the Voltic. Head up and left, get the wake up charm, take the closest door on the left, and take the closest doors until you reach the button room again. Take the closest door. Is that this one? Yep.
Let's do it.
Ha! Triple
Spiral attack. Turning 4.
Freeze the last
Neo Tempest Swarm.
Swallow dance. Yay!
Ooh.
Nice.
We like a stronger fare around here. I think I took a wrong turn here.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that door would be closer.
There it is. It's literally this door. Okay. Let's see here. This time, deactivate the red and blue buttons. And activate the green button.
Let's do it. Neo Swarm. Turning 4.
Swallow. Freeze.
The recovery time at the end of Spiral Attack, I haven't been able to chain off of it yet. Oh, I did. I think I might have done it there. Gotta wait a really long time.
No problem.
You get 2 potatoes.
Do we even have potatoes as a usable food? If we do, we should probably start using them. Yes. Oh, cure stun. That's why. Yeah, sure, why not? We got a little bit of health missing. Okay, green button has been pressed. Head through the bottom right door. Get the Thunder Cape.
Nice.
Keep going.
Equip that though?
No. So Thunder Cape is, I think, 30% less volt damage. But not everyone here does volt damage, and on the other hand, we've already got stun immunity. We're not really taking a lot of damage. We took more damage from just trash mobs training outside. So part of what we did out there was to keep us from just wandering around in here forever, right? Like, if we weren't using the guide, we'd be spending a lot more time wandering around in here figuring out the right way to go. That's part of why we farm for a bit.
This is a confusing maze for sure.
We're old. We're not young men anymore. We only have 2 hours to play it at a given time, so...
Yeah.
I've already done this 3 times. I can use the guide. Eventually you read a split, go right for the Holy Staff. Is that gonna be for Keel? Maybe?
Let's do it. Spiral attack.
Yeah, these days I play games. Games don't play me.
Demon spiral hammer.
Oh, that's right. I hadn't used this before. How did this go?
Neo swarm.
Nope, that's not what I wanted. Demon Spiral Hammer. It certainly is an anti-air attack. That's for sure. Unfortunately, it looks like it's a mid-range. I'm not getting high enough to start the attack off.
Don't let your guard down.
Interesting. Just regular Tempest is better for that particular attack.
For that particular enemy, yeah, maybe.
Well, this...
Materia.
Now that's something I did part of, but not all of in Final Fantasy Tactics, was find all the materia for Cloud. It was a very interesting quest. I don't know that I've ever gotten all of it. Okay, so door here doesn't work.
Remember you were saying you leveled up all the materia that you got to max.
Oh, you're talking about Final Fantasy VII. I'm talking about Tactics.
Oh, sorry.
In Final Fantasy Tactics, you can get Cloud, and when you unlock him, materia starts showing up throughout the world, but I've never gotten all of those.
I think you said you didn't get Cloud at all, right?
The first time I didn't even know he was in the game. I've gotten Cloud once, and I didn't level him up a lot because he initially is not good.
Yeah, he's not very good. I think even if you do level him up, that's why I never really did.
But it was interesting. It's interesting, and it adds a little bit more story. Okay. Eventually, examine the glowing thing. Leave. Go all the way back to the control room.
Frankly, also the problem is his sword simply is not big enough.
Let's do it.
I mean,
Spiral attack.
You gotta
what can I say to that?
Sometimes a sword is just a sword. In the case of Final Fantasy Tactics, it just doesn't measure up to like what the
The Legend of the Buster Sword.
Yeah, Legend of the Buster Sword. You know, I mean that's classic Berserk style large sword vibe.
All right.
Wasn't 7 out before Berserk?
No, no way. Berserk. I
When
mean, I
did
want to
Berserk
say
get started?
early Berserk was like. I mean, at the latest.
I like how you
I think-
describe just generally describe all great swords as a Berserk sword. But please go ahead.
I feel
Berserk
I feel
fan
like
Connor Hughes.
I feel like Berserk probably had one of the earliest, if not, you know.
I mean, people have been fans of gigantic fucking swords since swords have been existed, but you are correct that perhaps in modern media.
Right. Also, it's a matter of like how ridiculous. Like, there's like the Claymore, right? There's like the, you know, like the William Wallace Claymore, large sword, and then there's like Berserk, where it's like this is obviously ridiculous, you know. Even more ridiculous than anything else.
Turning forward.
Super swallow down.
I'm blowing through TP like crazy now that I've got...
Same.
I mean, your TP usage has steadily been quite large.
That's true.
Now that I'm starting to use the second to last tier of skills,
Yeah.
where every use is like 24, and I don't have the thing that only uses a fraction.
Yeah. Is that still on Farah? You might want to move it over.
No, I had to take it off to put the stun charm on.
Oh, gotcha.
Let's do it.
Why isn't my up? There we go.
Spiral. Turning forward.
Amazing that you still hit them even though they weren't even on screen. Connor, you've mastered it now.
Yeah.
At the beginning of this, you were but the learner. Now you are the master.
Did we win?
Let's get you some TP real quick
Yeah. Yes, please.
before you run out. Nothing like eating some random ass cake. This isn't right.
Let's do it.
Go.
Turning forward.
Oh man, I took that dude into the air with me. Feels amazing. Sure, they were not very difficult. But it feels great being able to drag somebody up into the air with me. This is where the true Reed Farah combos start. Is this the control room? I feel like I just locked myself out of something. I just go in a
there's that
circle?
Door sound that seemed unusual.
Spiral
But
attack.
maybe it's just me.
15 hits. 15, we'll keep it. What the hell is Farah casting that's taking her an Age of Middle Earth?
Neo Tempest Swarm.
There it is. Oh, she's trying to heal me.
We don't lose.
Nice. Got 15. And fist up. Yeah, letting the bot take control of Farah for a while. I mean, she's doing the leveling for me, or it's doing the leveling for me, so that's good too.
Now that she's more aggressive, she's not just like standing around.
Yeah.
Good call. We like bot Farah around here.
We'll take it for a while.
This isn't
Step back on
right.
Farah at some point.
I'll be flat honest with you. I'm lost.
Yeah, yeah. This is definitely a complex little environment.
Turning forward.
Come on, come on, come on!
Neo Tempest Swarm.
I think I did manage to do part of the combo. Then this guy knocked me back like a chump. Nope. I hit the ground and I did not continue the combo.
Tempest Swarm.
Even with plus 40%, I'm still looking low. This ain't great. Where's the control room?
Let's do it. Turning forward.
Oh my god, I'm constantly getting interrupted.
Neo Tempest. Turning forward.
Get him, Connor. No!
I wasn't expecting you to be.
I
flying
took him
up.
into the air with me! Then he piled 16 feet down through the table! Just like Undertaker in Hell in the Cell. Something, something.
Yeah.
Nope, that's not the right way. Okay. Alright. The Thunder Cape. If you've forgotten, get back to the 3, tracing a linear path, and take the door next to them. Follow this tall, the double doors on your left. So this might have been the first problem. I misunderstood the question. Did not understand the assignment?
Turning forward.
Okay, that was a good combo from everybody involved. Might not have been the biggest numbers, but it's huge damage, and they were all together.
Take it.
we win?
That's the power of friendship.
Up here. There we go.
Go back where? Where do you think we're going? All right. Leave the room, go down to the campsite and rest. Oh, well, that sounds like a good plan. For several reasons, not the least of which is that we're at time. And we can double check if there's a load crystal there. Yeah. Oh no! I'm literally inches away! I was so close to hitting that guy. How dare you do this to me, Celsius? How dare you?
Turning forward.
It's definitely the biggest problem for like trying to play the game as a beat 'em up.
Spiral attack.
There's these constant interruptions to your
You
movements.
can't beat me.
It's like if you were playing Street Fighter and someone like constantly got to be able to hit the pause button, and you're like, oh well, okay, I was in the middle of a combo here.
Amazing. That's true. Could be. Alright, load point. And we save. Connor, closing thoughts for today?
No, nothing. Look forward to maybe playing again next week. I'm not sure if you said
Okay.
you're busy. So we'll see.
No, I made time and space.
Nice.
I
Awesome.
actually made time and space. Yes, I created the concepts.
Or you could just create the time. You can make. You can. They do say that it's called making time,
Okay.
and you can make your time, and all your base could be belonging to us.
We'll be back next weekend. This is a lot of fighting and almost no story.
Yeah.
Folks at home, we recommended a lot of media for you to consume today, but there's no media I can recommend for you more than Terra Invicta. But if you're not into Terra Invicta, consider picking up Potionomics, a game about relationships, making potions, cute witches, and contests. It's better than I thought it would be.
Yeah, I saw you were playing that. It looks good.
It is good, Connor. My greatest regret is that you cannot date the big titty waifu, who's also not cool. Character design, perfect. Character personality, almost the worst possible. The only thing that would make her worse is if she hated children. All right?
Fair enough. I'll have to check it out sometime.
We'll be back next week, friends. Or sometime, probably.